Yo, what's up, everybody? Bob Walters, Brett Grasso, Locked Up Sports, Divisional Weekend, and already a wild Saturday in the books. We got two more games today. The championship games for Championship Sunday will be set today. Brett, what's up?
Yep.
How about those Commanders?
How about those Commanders is right. I mean, we talked about it, right? I said whoever wins that Bucks-Commanders game, I think has a good shot at making it to the Super Bowl this year. And Jaden Daniels, man, like nobody should be doubting him. Like it's the type of thing like when you see Kansas City and you're like, never doubt Kansas City. I can tell you, no fear in that kid, Jaden Daniels, and I think he can beat anybody. I don't know if they're going to hold up next week versus who we're going to find out who their opponent is today. But woof, good game.
I mean, listen, the game was wild, right? It was like they
First
said, like
half,
a video game. Like that second quarter, 42 points.
Crazy. It was crazy.
42 points in a quarter. It was up and down the field. It was wild. It was great stuff.
Goff
and that's the kind of game,
out,
though.
But then coming back.
But that's the kind of game that the Lions can win. The Lions can win a track meet, right? And that's why you expected, like, when it was going like that, I was like, the Commanders aren't going to be able to keep up with this. They did. They got themselves, they got one stop. They got the couple picks. I think the pick at the end of the half really helped them because they could then go into that
was a backbreaker in so many ways. It wasn't just because of the points.
It was in the end zone.
Right there, it scared Goff to throwing those deeper balls and from really trying to fit it into those windows late. So I think that had a much bigger effect on that game. And not to mention, there's a good chance he was actually shook up from that and they just let him come back and play. Like,
I don't
how
know.
shook up was
when you go into the tent like that, it's supposed to be pretty serious. Like, it's supposed to be doctors who
But you passing a concussion protocol and being hurt or shook up or dinged are two different things. Like, especially in that situation. Again, you're just like, good luck being the doctor saying you can't, play in this game right now.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to be like that. They have no contact with the team. It's not like they're at practice all week and they're getting shunned. What
would you rather it be? Send them back out there.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's what it was forever. And now these guys are dying when they're 50.
I know. And anyway, let's get back into that because that's one of the first bits of officiating, which some people consider blunders during both of the games yesterday that accounted for a bunch of points. And one is, do you think that hit when they're going to have that pick six on Goff is a flag? One that would have negated the touchdown. At least it would have still been a pick, but it would have negated the touchdown.
No, I don't, because I think that first of all, I don't think he was completely defenseless. I don't think he was completely like looking the other way and it just ran into the guy. Two, I don't think, and I also think once the quarterback throws the pick, he's not a quarterback anymore. He's now just a player going for the tackle.
But that's not the rule. The rule is that he is a quarterback.
No, it's not. I don't think it is.
No. You cannot hit head and neck in a quarterback even after a pick.
But you can't hit head and neck with anybody.
No, that's the rule. No. In general, what I know, but that's what the guy hit. You're right, but for a quarterback, he is not exactly the same as like you described, like it used to be. It used to be, you're right, where it was like one of those, you can just go fully run him down and hit him as hard. They're trying to stop that whole, we're going to run that quarterback down and block him.
They're trying to stop the one guy running across the field, looking at this way, and then another guy running this way and just leveling him. Yeah, because that's dangerous.
Or sometimes they just lay him into the ground and they just keep pummeling him in the ground even though he's 50 yards from the ball.
Yeah, because it's a block.
Right. I do believe that this was part of the play also. But again, NFL officials saying based on the rule, there's one touchdown that come back. Again, we'll get into the Chiefs game in a few minutes of all the officiating errors that go Kansas City's way again. But you know what? That the Lions just think about the coaching. Think about what happened. They ran a couple trick plays that I thought were really cool. Plays, man.
No, they didn't run the fake punts. That awesome. Option, the pitch option where he handed it off.
Pitch option.
That was
awesome.
How cool was that play?
Good timing, like the play.
They got desperate late with the running back throwing the pass, the pick. They got desperate.
They got to wait. They didn't need to.
They didn't need to. He was grasping at straws. Game was over. He was grasping at straws. Yeah, let me pull out all the stops. Right. 100%. That's what was going on there.
No, 100%. No, that's exactly what happened. But I don't think that's not pulling out all the stops. Like that was taking the ball out of your best guy's hands, trying to force something that they know trick plays are coming. You're not. That's a trick play that comes when you're not known and you're ahead in the game and you can be tricky. That's the trick plays they are. They're not the, oh, we're desperate and tricky. We're smart, ahead, and sneaky and tricky. And it's two different things. When you're desperate and tricky, there's always a guy waiting for that back there. And that's exactly what was going on. The guy never should have thrown the ball. That was a backbreaker where they could have gotten themselves back in that game without the trickery. And, it shows you in both coaches going for it on all the 4th and 1s, not kicking the ball. It was interesting to see, how it went. But that play was awful, man. That was a rough one.
Which one? Oh, the one where he threw the pick, right? You talking about that one?
Any wide receiver throwing a pick in the 4th quarter when you're down by 10.
I know.
Game,
I think he got desperate, but I don't think they were winning that game anyway. They couldn't stop them. The Lions couldn't stop them, and we said a lot of times this year that the Lions defense is shaky, right? And they were shaky. Yes, you can't. There were guys running free in the secondary throughout the whole first half. I mean, you're running like slants or post patterns, and there were a couple that Goff even just missed too, where the guy he just overthrew the one guy for the that would have been a touchdown. He threw on like a couple plays later definitely. Down the right sideline. He made the catch, but he didn't hit him in stride. That would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
the pick six, he had a guy wide open underneath, and then the throw he actually could have made, but he just floated it over, and that's where it was that he was. You start to get shook like. That's not what was happening all year. So when all of a sudden, when you see what happened, it happened with Sam Darnold, in the last game, is that as soon as that happens, these guys who are great, of course they're great when everything's going like a well-oiled machine. You find out who you are when things aren't going well. And all of a sudden, when you're playing from behind, that running game that kills everybody all year when you're up, it doesn't work the same when you're behind, especially versus a team that when you're giving them the ball on the other end, Jaden Daniels going to march down against your defense every single time. So you're desperate. That's where the desperation comes in, where you have to score a touchdown because there's another touchdown coming the other way.
Now, I also think one of the key drives of the game was coming out of the second half. Was it coming out of the second half? Or am I thinking of the second game, the first game, where they went like 10 plays, 15, like they only had the ball once. That was the first game, right? Where each team had the ball once and you were 3 minutes left in the game. But I think the Jaden Daniels wasn't marching down the field on them, Brett. They were just hitting big play after big play. They were scoring on like 2-play drives.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. They were just hitting everything all over the field. And he just, you know what? He has that perfect thing. He's like perfected what Mahomes has and what Jackson has and what Allen has. And this like
the perfect accuracy. Mix. He's the perfect mix.
Great accuracy. Yeah, with the legs, and he's young, and it shows you like what you need. Like even guys, let me tell you, because that stuff fades away quick. Like these guys aren't going to last. Everybody thinks we're going to be watching Allen and Jackson and Mahomes running around like this 6 years from now.
No. I think Mahomes after this year is probably going to start to go on the decline.
Right. And people have this idea like that the window is so tiny. And people don't realize, like, the Bills have a very tiny Allen window to win this. If the Bills don't win it this year, let me tell you, they don't know when it's going to be.
Well, because Allen gets his ass kicked out there. Mahomes tries to slide and he gets fancy with stuff, but Allen runs people over. And your body can only take that so long. Now, as far as Jaden did, when I'm watching that game in the second quarter, I'm thinking the Lions, this is not what the Redskins, this is not what the Commanders want to do. Because they can't win a shootout up and down the field, a track meet against the team like the Lions with their offense. And lo and behold, they never slowed down. The Lions could never stop them, and they won the game.
Screen pass over to Terry McLaurin. They throw that screen pass to Terry McLaurin on the left sideline.
Yeah. And he took it to the house
for 58 yards down. That's it. Like that just shows you right there. Like, how do you play that? Because now you have to like back.
There was a missed tackle. There were 2 missed tackles. He ran through the 2 guys. That's where it's got to be stopped. You can't miss tackles right there.
Oh yeah, but that just shows you like the defense. Then back-breaking penalties, like having 12 men on defense in fourth down and
that was
one,
a kill. Oh, that's a killer.
12, sick, man.
That's coaching.
One's on. That's the Jets. That's the Jets' next head coach coming.
Yeah. And how,
take your pick. Guess what? The 2 top candidates for the Jets head coaching job are the guys who gave up all the points in that game. Both sides. Those are the top two for the Jets.
It was Madden in the second quarter. I mean, 42. There were 50 points scored in the first half, and
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. It was the most points ever scored in a quarter. I think, was it a playoff game or ever? I think it was a playoff game, right? And 40-something points. That's 7 touchdowns by 7 different players. It wasn't like one guy. It was 7 touchdowns, 7 different players.
It's nuts, man. Like,
but I'll tell you what, the Commanders better get some defense. Better learn how to play defense this week, because you're not gonna win games like that all over the place in the playoffs. That's not how you win playoff games, right? We've seen the majority of these playoff games are not that. That's an indoor, perfect weather, perfect. Everything's perfect. You're running up and down the field. There's no wind.
But I don't see the Commanders as a team that's too worried about conditions either. Like, one, you're right. Their defense, they don't, but their defense was playing against the Lions. We're talking about an offense that is absolutely out of control. The Lions defense now was down. They had 16 players out. So, you got to say they were really, undermanned as they should have been, but they still, they won all those games. They should have held up there. But the Commanders, let me tell you, I don't see them caring who they play right now. They're playing with house money. They reminded me of when the Mets are out there, oh, no, this is a team who's we're not just happy to be here. We're here to just show up and show you, we don't care. We might be the young guys. Maybe we're dumb. Maybe we're too dumb to know we're not supposed to be here. But it is kind of it is going to be. But the Mets were just happy to be there, Brett, because what happened at the end when the Mets went out to the Dodgers, right? They got beat by a better team. Yeah, were we all up in arms and pissed about it? No, we were like, oh, great season, great season. We were all happy to be there, and I'm right along with you. But I feel like they have Juan Soto this year. The Redskins have the Commanders. They have their Juan Soto.
Who's their Juan Soto?
Didn't have that. They Jaden Daniels.
No, he's not. No, he's not. They don't know. No. He's not the Juan Soto yet.
Have you seen what's going on over there? I'm sorry, but that some of those 4th down passes, under pressure, man. I haven't seen a Jet throw one of those passes in my whole life. It's sick. The freaking Commanders go out. They have a rookie quarterback taking their team to the NFC Championship game, and I look back. The last time the Jets won a playoff game, Bart Scott said, "Can't wait." That's the last time. And we're talking it's ridiculous.
But why did they have Brett? They found their quarterback. That's the only difference. They found the quarterback. They got the quarterback right. They got it right on they hit on the quarterback.
And a head coach, Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is their head coach.
Yeah, but he's not.
He's not miss.
Dan Quinn's not screwing the game up. Dan Quinn's not winning the games.
But you can miss. Missing on a head coach is to say that you gotta not miss on both. If you can say you got to hit on you hit on your quarterback, you hit on your head coach. No. If you don't miss on both and you got 2 that aren't misses, you're gonna do all right. There aren't that. You don't know if you're gonna hit. You find out later.
No, of course you don't know.
But these guys are, but honestly, in Dan Quinn again, he's more of a Dan Campbell type where you watched him early in that game. Blow it up early where I thought he was going to screw it up by going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, well, he almost did. They went for it and didn't get it, and it was a mix-up on the play, too. They didn't know what play was running. The quarterback and the running back weren't on the same page. One was looking to hand it off. The other one was looking to push him through the pile. And then on the next play, Detroit stuck it in the end zone, and you're like, okay, here you go. Because I was expecting the whole time, I was sitting there waiting for it to basically for the Commanders to just kind of fall apart, not be able to keep up. Like you're running, you keep it up on a 100-yard, and then you see the 100-meter run, and then you see the guy who's faster just kind of just glide ahead of him and win by a second and a half. That never happened. They kept up, and then they pulled ahead. And they pulled ahead of that before halftime. Like I said, I think the pick in the end zone at the end of the first half was huge, because if the Lions stick it in the end zone there, they get the ball back, and then who knows what it is. Then maybe it's something different. And they said Dan Campbell was screaming at the team because they went to whoever the sideline reporter was, and she's like, I just talked with Dan Campbell. He has no voice. So he was screaming and cursing at them. Because this is it. This was their chance, Brett. The Lions, you think you're bad as a Jets fan. The Lions were 0-16. The Lions have never done it. This was their year. The Lions have got to win these games. Win this.
We just talked about it before, but these windows are smaller than people think. Everybody thinks all of a sudden the Lions are good now, and they're now going to be so good for so long. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but the Packers are getting better. Look at the Packers. The Packers are getting better.
Yeah,
the Bears now maybe have a quarterback.
No,
like,
everybody's getting better. And that's the thing is, like, yes, they're going to still be able to compete next year, but it's tough. You start to face salary cap problems when these guys start playing good on good teams. Now all of a sudden you got to start playing those guys. This was your 1 year you had of the next level of guys. So
Barry Sanders was in the house. Barry Sanders was in the house. They laid an egg.
Favorite, all-time idol, all-time favorite growing up football player. It's not a Jet. I don't care what anybody says. There's no guy who I'd rather watch on any Sunday.
What college did he play for? What college did he play for?
Oklahoma State.
Okay. I thought you'd screw it up. I thought you didn't know.
Well, yeah, and there's two options. You could just say Oklahoma.
I was gonna get on you about it. Now, the other game,
Heisman.
right?
Heisman Trophy.
Heisman Trophy, yeah. And he didn't lose it either. You think he got paid? Did he get paid?
He was in.
Did he get NIL money?
Anyways, no. They gave him that's like 500, and it was like the happiest guy in the world a month. Here's your 500.
Yeah.
Like
he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would take money, but I bet he took money.
No, you get a car or something, and but you don't even. Not early, like late, but no. Once you're there, they had you.
They had you. Yeah, they had you forever. You're right.
They had you, so it was over. They didn't have to give you nothing after that. So
you're right. Right.
For good.
So now the other game, Chiefs. Listen, I think the Chiefs are the favorite. They're my favorite to win again. And the Lions were favored to win the Super Bowl, the odds makers, right? And in this game, we'll start with the thing that everybody's going to be talking about. They're up 11. It's a 9.5 point spread. They're in the shadow of their own goal line. Fourth down. There's still about 20 seconds left. The punter runs around the end zone, steps out for a safety. Yeah. First of all, stop complaining. It's the right play. It's not fixed. It's not nothing. That's the right play. It takes any touchdown out of the equation because you could get a punt blocked, you could get a punt returned, and then the game is it's still obviously a long shot, but it's the right play there is have the punter step out of the back of the end zone and then get your free kick and the game's over. So I don't want to hear that it's fixed, and because people are yelling at me yesterday that it's fixed. And it's why you don't gamble.
No, that's not fixed at all. There's no way of fixing that. It doesn't even matter if it's the right play. But Andy Reid knew. First of all, half the people are happy, half the people are unhappy.
It was the right play. It was the right play, but Andy Reid definitely knew what he was doing. And so did definitely knew what he was going on.
They're not ignorant to the situation. They know exactly what's going on, what the spread is. They know they're going to have an effect. Yeah, you know what? Who cares? That's not them. You're here to win or lose the game, and bettors, same thing when people think they care about it. Oh, you for an anytime touchdown, or I need one more yard for you to score my. Nobody cares.
They don't care at all. And the right play to help you win that, give you the best chance to win that game.
And definitely don't be mad at Andy Reid about that. If you're worried about what the point spread was, you got to be mad at the officials because there was at least 10 points in this game that were played off of games or shouldn't have been. Either a roughing the passer on one and another one where it shouldn't have been unnecessary roughness where Mahomes was running the ball and the guys hit helmets with each other, the defense.
I didn't like that call. That one I didn't like.
They both extended drives, one leading to a field goal, another one leading to a touchdown. And in these games, 10 points is the difference of life or death.
And I think Aikman made a good point when the one that you're talking about where he's running around, where you can't be playing games with these defenders, dancing around, zigzagging, and then go to slide at the very last second and get hit and have it be a penalty. You can't have that. You got to change that.
And it's even worse than that. First of all, he flopped on another one where he's going out of bounds and he flops. And the official even looks at him and is like, we're not calling that a penalty. And then on another one, which is his classic move, which is actually a Jalen Brunson.
No,
move,
it's you. It's you. When you used to play quarterback, fake the pump fake, and like everybody falls to the pump fake, and you run around the backfield for 20 minutes, and then you slide down, and someone hits you. It's a 15-yard penalty.
The other one that they do, though, is the Jalen Brunson move. It's the I'm going out of bounds, but I slow down intentionally, so now you hit me.
And listen, it's not Mahomes' fault. He's playing the system. It's brilliant what he's doing.
No, I hate it. It's not brilliant. See, that's my question. Is it brilliant or
is
it
because he knows he's going to get the call.
I think it's disgraceful. I don't. I think it's like I know. I think that you should know that should have been a flag for flopping.
Okay, you can say that. You can say it should have been a flag, but it's brilliant the way he's doing it. He's playing the system. He's finding the loophole, and he's playing the system.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I do, yeah.
Listen,
because he can't win it. Hey, listen, I know. He can't.
Can't run around forever, and these guys are 3 times the size of him.
No,
you don't want to get hit by these guys.
I'm sorry, when you're leaning into stuff, you're getting the call. The problem is, and you're right, maybe not talking about him sliding or doing whatever, this slowing down, the leaning into a guy, the flopping, like, I'm sorry, that stuff's gotta be called. That stuff should be.
But what's the penalty? What's the penalty?
The same as it isn't flopping
unsportsmanlike conduct. Is that what it is? Unsportsmanlike.
Yes, you stop them from doing it immediately by calling a 15-yard penalty. If on that flopping play, he should have the same right as the other guy who gets penalized for taking one extra step, who's trying to be aggressive and make a play. Now, when he slows down, he gets called for a penalty. He doesn't know. That's that.
You know why? Because if that guy gets hurt, they don't care.
Flops on it.
If that guy gets hurt, they don't care. If Mahomes gets hurt, the game stinks.
Yeah, but
so they have to protect. They have to skew it a little bit to the quarterbacks.
The truth is, you know what? They are protecting Mahomes by doing that. They are protecting Mahomes by doing that because he's doing this. He's actually putting himself a little bit more at risk because he wants the 15 yards. This way will take him away from even trying. It'll take away the other guy from actually getting into a bad position that he didn't want to be in to begin with. And the whole point is, like, I'm sorry, you got the yards. You already manipulated it. You already have the referees in your pocket as it is. This whole it was the flopping. It's not the slowing down, to be honest with you. I'll give you that. I feel like is a good play. It's the guy didn't even touch you. His hand touched you, so it looks like he did this. You know what I mean? Like,
and then you go flying 5 yards back,
and you fell.
But it doesn't. He might really fall anyway because when you're running that fast and someone just kind of nudges you, it looks worse than it is, right?
No, you seem like a flopper. I get it. You're a flopper.
Now this game started off with a bang, right? The opening kickoff, the guy takes it back 65 yards. He fumbles. Yeah. Then who's this guy on Houston? Throws his helmet, pushes the coach, who looks. First of all, the coach looks just like the killer, the tight end killer for New England. What's his name? Why can't I think of his name?
Hernandez?
Aaron Hernandez. Don't tell me that coach that he pushed is not Aaron Hernandez reincarnated. And I'm going to put a picture up of him in a second.
I think it was a more Italian version.
I mean, listen, who is this guy? So. Who the hell is this guy?
I don't know. No, but that wasn't what you thought it was. Now, the guy who did that, he thought they recovered the fumble. Even up to when he shoved the coach, that was a I'm so excited shove.
Is that what it was? He thought he recovered the fumble. That's why he threw his helmet?
He thought he made the play. He thought they got the fumble, and he shoved the coach. And the coach even was like, I don't know what, he was just mad. But he thought the coach was excited. He was excited. And that was him being like, look what I did. He didn't realize, 1, you got flagged for throwing the helmet. 2, we didn't get the ball. 3, you look like an idiot and this game just started. So that was a rough one. That was a rough start.
That's a rough start, right?
But that defense held them to 3 points there. Okay, right? They held them there.
Brett, look. Tell me this is not Aaron Hernandez.
Show me.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, you better hope there's no extra links on there.
Tell me that's not Aaron Hernandez.
Okay, well, you have a script. Okay, I'll give you a... That's
does it look like him or not?
I don't know, not as much as you think it does.
I think it does. I think I was looking. I was like, Aaron Hernandez. I thought he was dead. But anyway, so that's how the game started. And I think you're wrong with that. I think he was pissed about something because he pushed him. That was an angry push.
No, he was excited. He really thought it happened. The coach was angry because the coach knew what happened, and he knew he was even getting flagged at that point.
Yeah, because he threw his helmet. How does he not know he can't throw his helmet?
He thinks the coach because
now you screw your team anyway. You're back 15 yards.
So dumb. I know, but the defense at that point holds Kansas City to 3 points. Tough thing. We're now ready. The next
great defense. Big, huge defense.
Right.
Listen, Houston played well in this game.
So the next drive, the same scenario comes up in the next drive where Kansas City drives, and the defense holds them to 3 points again. But that 3 points shouldn't have even happened because that's the 3 points that came from the first penalty. So there's a point where that should have almost been them down 2 touchdowns, and they held them in this game. It's on CJ. Telling you, it was on CJ Stroud.
Who's a young quarterback. This is the first time in this situation for CJ Stroud. I can forgive that.
Joe Mixon was injured and coming and wasn't even sure if he was going to play in this game.
They had that draft pick playing his first game, getting his first action.
Right. Their offensive line, he was just getting crushed all day. Like all day.
Yeah, but he held the ball too long too. Some of those sacks are his fault. He held that ball way too long in a lot of those plays.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't. You got to have a clock, internal clock in your head as a quarterback.
Oh,
1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and then you got to let it go.
No, but the Chiefs secondary was just having a good day. So then you're in trouble. Then you're up. Then you're probably throwing a pick. And so it's really tough. And not to mention it's brutally cold and windy out there yesterday. Like very windy. I'll give you cold. Who cares? But very windy. Another one who you watch on the other side. You watch what Mahomes did, and Kelsey goes off for 117 yards and a touchdown.
How about the Mahomes?
Guy just shows up in the playoffs.
How about the Mahomes falling down, throwing the strike to Kelsey in the end zone?
Oh God, that was a big one. That was fourth down, right? Fourth down.
Maybe. You might be right. You might be right.
It was fourth down.
But I mean, he's got his legs together on the way down.
I thought they had him. Because he was having a rough time. They were actually getting to him a little bit. They were getting to him a little bit during that game, too. But he, like himself, at Mahomes' magic, and Kelsey just being wide open. First of all, he was open wide open.
That wasn't Kelsey didn't do anything. I could have made that play, right? Nobody within 3 yards, he throws it right to him. 100%.
But in the game in general, Kelsey was open about 4 times. I'm talking wide open, which is like, how do you not, I know he hasn't had the best year, but how do you not recognize the guy who everybody else in the world is staring at right now? It's just unbelievable. How a defense can do that. But what did you expect? You're talking about in Arrowhead, the Chiefs in Arrowhead with 2 weeks to prep.
And you know what? And you know what, too, with Houston? The kicker killed them yesterday. The kicker killed him. There was makeable field goals. He missed the extra point. I don't want to hear the win. Yeah. You're a good kicker. Yeah. You've been good all year. The kicker killed him yesterday.
No, but they shouldn't have even kicked that first field goal. That's on the coach. You don't put Mahomes in a position to turn right back around at the 50-yard line early in that game. You push it all the way back. You put that on your defense. You make Mahomes stretch this game out. You don't want to give him a short field, the ball quickly, and just that's ridiculous. You do not kick that ball when you know your kicker has barely been able to kick it in that direction.
That's not true though. He's been kicking all year. He's been good all year.
In pregame, he was like, I don't know. I'm telling you, it was a known thing that it was rough. And I'm sorry, where you are there, you punt that ball away. It's early in the game. You're hanging in versus the Chiefs. The only thing that can go wrong is giving a free touchdown to Kansas City right now.
I'll tell you what. I thought the Chiefs were in trouble, and this is what I was talking about before. Yeah. I thought the Chiefs were in trouble coming out of halftime. There's a 10.5 minute, just an all-time drive by Houston. Right, marches down the field, methodically down the field, sticks it in the end zone. The kid misses the extra point. So now it's 13-12, right? And you're sitting there going, "Oh my God!" And then and then for Houston's defense, which had a good stand later in the game, where they punted it and they got it back. They let Kansas City go right back down the field and do the same thing. Where there's 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the teams have only had the ball once in the second half, right? So. You had to need a stop. You get the touchdown after a 10.5 minute drive. You're right in the game. You should be tied. The kicker blows the extra point, and then you let the Mahomes and the Chiefs march right back down the field methodically in another 9-minute drive, and that's when it was over. This game was 13-12 in the fourth quarter. It was close. It was there to be taken.
It didn't feel that way.
I mean, but after that drive coming out of halftime, that was an all-time drive. That's a great drive on the road against the 2-time defending champions.
It was.
And then the kicker, and they lost all momentum when he missed the extra point.
He did.
That's how I felt.
See them? They looked so deflated, and that right there was that instant, you gave us a shot. Look, you should have been the momentum. It should have had all the wind at your back.
Because he missed 2 earlier in the first half. So they could have had themselves a 7-point lead.
And guess what? Because then you also know that later in this game, it might come down to that. So now you have no faith
I thought they were going to lose by the point. Once he missed it, I go, they're going to lose this game by a point.
Yeah, no, they were just, the defense wasn't holding Kansas City at all at that point. So I just had no faith in them doing anything.
No, at that point, but at that point, it was 13-12. You just had a 10-minute drive. You just ate up the whole third quarter.
No, you're right. It just, I had.
And that's how you have to win a game like that, right? Because that going back to that's how the Giants beat the Bills in 1990. They held onto the ball. They had 19-minute drives.
You have to be perfect. And that's why you punt the ball in that situation early. You have to give long fields. You have to maintain the ball as long as you can. You have to, you can't just give them the ball in the short field and that does not work. You're right. You have to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands. That's the same way that anybody, when you go out and you watch, same thing with tonight. You don't want Allen to have the ball. You don't want, Allen to have the ball. The more you keep that ball out of his hands and Derrick Henry runs the ball, and then the better your odds go up of winning.
And then even at the end, when it's basically over, 2 possessions, okay, we're going to kick this field goal, try for an onside kick. He kicks it into the line and they get it blocked. And it's blocked. I mean, come on with this guy. What are you doing? You got to have a
That
kicker.
was
These
it.
kickers kill these teams in the playoffs.
They are. And they're all kicking. You know what it is? They all practice one thing now, kicking 60-yard field goals. They're all
Yeah, how about making the extra points? And the 35-yarder.
20-yarder. Kick me 20, 30 yards.
Ah, it's
Give me
so
100%.
frustrating.
You know why? I'd rather you make 100% inside of 40 than make 5 out of 6 from outside of 60 and win me. I get you. You might win me one of those games. Maybe that 60-yarder is what does it. But let me tell you, how many games did you lose me?
And they go for it on fourth down a lot too now. They don't choose to kick these 60-yard field goals. If it's 4th and 3 or in, they're going for it. These teams go for it on fourth down now.
Yeah. No, you're right. Whereas there's other teams who are like, 2 passes, and as soon as we hit the 50, we're kicking. Well, let me try. Harbaugh's trying for a 72-yarder.
Yeah.
I don't even get it anymore.
So now today, real quickly, because we only got 10 minutes, we spent the whole thing on the ledge. Today, early game, Eagles, Vikings, right?
Snow, buddy. Snow, hard snow. Big snow, they're saying.
Who are the Commanders rooting for? If you're the Commanders, who are you rooting for?
If I'm the Commanders, who am I rooting for? I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody's like, oh, they should want to play the Rams. I don't want to go West Coast. I want to take a nice quick drive right up I-95 and go beat the crap out of my division rival Eagles. That's what you want. If you're that's what Jaden Daniels wants right now. I can tell you right now, he wants the Eagles. Should you want them? Should you want them? I don't know.
I mean, I guess, yeah. If you want to have it be a movie, if it's a movie that we're writing, if this is a movie, we're writing, you want the Eagles.
Do you want to go fly West Coast and have to go? Do you want to have to go West Coast inside a nice sunny day and have them in a little whatever dome?
Look how they just played in the dome. Look how they just played in the dome, Brett.
No,
they're not going to play like that at the link.
Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. No, you don't want that.
You're not going to play like that at the link. You're not winning 50. You're not scoring 50 points at the link next week.
Let me tell you.
Brett, don't bring your women. Don't bring your women either. Leave your wives at home.
That's the truth. That's the truth. I heard that. That's a rough one.
So who you got? Who you got in the first game?
No, but truthfully, I
think the Eagles.
Man,
I think especially in the weather.
I 100% had the Rams. I had the Rams. I was with the Rams. I don't care about the spread. I was Rams and the snow. I just don't see it. I see Saquon Barkley in the snow just absolutely annihilating him. If it's really the snow that they're talking about snow globe conditions. Snow globe.
That's a propaganda statement and forecast if I've ever heard one.
No,
snow.
It's not.
What's it gonna be? What's the forecast? Snow globe.
Snow globe.
Come on, how can you not watch it at that?
Yeah, whiteout conditions.
Whiteout conditions. I like the Eagles too. I think the Eagles are a better team. I think they're a better team. I don't think the Rams are very good.
Said today, I just hope we can see downfield. I just hope. Or can we even see the game? Is it one of those games where you don't even get to see the game?
Remember the fog game? Remember the fog game?
Those were the best, and you don't even know where the ball is. Or
yeah, the fog. No idea. That was a playoff game too.
How do you do replay for that? What's the expedited review like for that?
Well, there you go. You want the computers to run the show, Brett. They're not going to be able to see it if it's like that. If you have a fog game.
Radar. You're so wrong, Bob. We're going to have total radar.
You get one of those. You get one of the planes that fly through the hurricanes.
It is. Oh, yes. No, it's going to be drones. It's going to be like based on the drone radar footage. That is, he made the line to gain. So
now the last game.
So yeah. So who do I have today? I have the Eagles. I have Saquon having a pretty big day. But let me tell you, I don't know. Like, I am not against the Rams winning this game. I think it's going to be a much tighter game than people expect. Even
What's the line? What's the line?
I think it's 6.5, maybe 5.5 or 6.5.
This could be like a 13-7 game, right?
It could be a 13-7 game.
So 6.5 is a lot.
This could be one of those who can kick in the snow.
Maybe 12-6 or something.
Who can kick? It might 5 field goals.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, who needs to win?
Saquon breaks one, but he
slides at the 2.
Slips. No, he wants to go in this time, but he didn't practice. He didn't practice the long distance.
Who needs to win? Who needs to win more for their legacy? Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen? I think Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen played. Listen, he played. He did everything he could to beat the Chiefs that year, 2 years ago. Everything he could.
So this is how it goes. Lamar Jackson. Let me tell you, he's had a lot of good first round or first playoff performances. His second round, the second game he plays, he's had a steep fall off. He has a lot to prove. Josh Allen has never had a bad playoff game. Not in that way.
No, he loses when the other guy, he just gets like heartbreaking losses.
No matter what, Lamar Jackson has been the reason his team has lost. And right now, let me tell you, and I've said this prior, people are very high. Josh Allen, maybe he is the MVP, whatever you want to decide. I'm telling you, I think you're right. I think it's Lamar Jackson who has the bigger thing to, I think it's pretty equal. You know what I mean? But I think it's Lamar Jackson who has the most to prove today. I think it's Lamar Jackson who proves the most today. And I think that he uses his own legs and that run pass option. And I think that the Bills can't keep up. And when they're down by 2 scores, it's a much different game.
I like the Ravens and Derrick Henry.
I like the Ravens.
I can see a big game by Derrick Henry.
I do too. Huge game by Derrick Henry. But the more that he has a good game and breaks a couple, the more that run pass option, Lamar, forget about running it. He's not going to have to go run for a ton of yards. He's going to be able to do whatever he wants with little dinks and dunks and passing on the option. I'm telling you, man, like this is the year, I think, for Lamar Jackson. I think we are lining up for a Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson Super Bowl. And I think it's going to be epic.
You love the Commanders, huh?
I do.
Because how many times we see this, though? We've seen this before. These teams, upstart teams, get to this point. They're usually run into they run out of gas somewhere, right? 3 road games is tough to win, Brett. You're asking them to win 3 road playoff games. They're not the Giants. Giants did it twice.
They don't need to do any of that. They need to win 1 game in Philly or 1 game in LA. And once you're there, man, that's it. The kid don't know. He doesn't know what he's not supposed to know. That's the best part.
He doesn't know any better. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just out there playing.
He doesn't know any better when you don't even know. How do you tell me, oh, don't be here? That's not how you're supposed to do. I don't even know. That's right. Next year, maybe it'll be different. But he doesn't even know this isn't supposed to be happening. He doesn't know. Like, maybe he does, but you know what? He doesn't care. That kid's cool as a freaking cucumber over there. It's crazy.
But, I mean, listen, and today, listen, you know what I found out yesterday? You know who has, they take the Wonderlic test for the IQ coming into who has the lowest, currently with the lowest score and the 3rd lowest score in history on the Wonderlic test, and the lowest score currently?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson.
He's an idiot, Brett. He's an idiot.
It's not true. See, it's the opposite. What you're missing is there's some people that are like,
you know who's got the second highest ever?
The best way I can
Fitzpatrick.
But the best way I can put it, and Chad Pennington's probably right up there.
Yeah, because they're smart. They went to Harvard, Marshall.
The best I can put it is that like there's guys who are like autistic or have like Asperger's. They're so great at one thing.
So his one thing is
they're
quarterback.
So great at one thing, reading defenses, locking in. When you're great at something, man, it's just automatic. These other guys are thinking. There's no thinking with that.
I love Lamar Jackson. I think he wins today. I think he goes into Buffalo and comes out a winner.
You remember we had conversations not so long ago that he was widely available for almost nothing to the Jets. Just like 2 draft picks.
Yeah, we were laughing. He had his mom as his agent.
And you're saying no, and I'm saying yes.
Yeah, I think I wanted Lamar, but then I'll have to replay the tape because I don't think I said no to Lamar Jackson.
I think we should look back. I think there's a couple things actually, and not in a bad way or a good way for either one of us, that we look back because I think that we really, I don't know which, we hyped up Jaden Daniels pretty good instead of who the number 1 pick.
Yeah, you can go back to like those tapes where they show like the Bills fans when they pick Josh Allen and they're like, they blew it again.
The worst. I know Caleb Williams we ripped like he's overrated, and I think it was Jaden Daniels, and we also talked about
Caleb Williams we ripped because he's a pretty boy. Like I hate that.
We're talking about how the Commanders are sitting there and the Giants are trying to get up to
Giants passed on Jaden Daniels, right?
And I was like, well, they tried to get there, they wouldn't let him. David tried to get there and they couldn't, so it was like, and they wouldn't let him. And I was like, that's where they need to be. But really, honestly, this is something that we need. This is the evolution of what the quarterback has become, and why guys like Aaron Rodgers, they can only work in certain scenarios. And when certain teams shut that person down or eliminate that part of the game, there's no adapting. These other guys can adapt and do everything, man. So it's going to be amazing to watch. I'm looking forward to it, no matter who he's playing. But here we go, big games, snow games, in Philly, in Buffalo. Can't wait.
All right, so it's kickoff time for kickoff. Enjoy the games. It's going to be a good one. I can't wait for that second game.
Yeah,
that's the game of the year, possibly.
Everybody.
It's going to be fun.
This out.
Lions
don't recap tonight.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back tonight.
Tomorrow.
Brett's going to be sleeping.
Cool.
Brett's gonna be sleeping later tonight. We got work 5 in the morning.
Work 5, 6, and then hopefully they plow. Right.
I had music class this morning, Brett. I had music class.
Snow coming. I think it's snowing out right now. Yeah, a little bit.
It's not snowing here. All right, so that does it. Enjoy the games, everybody. I'll talk to you later. For Brett Grasso, I'm Bob Walters. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, like us, visit our website, leave us a review. Would you, for crying out loud, leave us a review? And also, if you want to participate in the show, www.lockedupsports.net/voicemail. You want to call in? You're sitting here going, oh, these guys are idiots. You can call in, leave us a voicemail, tell us why we're idiots, and we'll play it tonight. So that does it for us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. From the Brian Gunzel Studios, see ya.
See ya.